would like to welcome to the stage the Honorable Ronnie Glynn, incumbent for State House District 67, and official congratulations on your nomination for
Thank you
re-election.
so much. All righty. How's everyone doing? Someone left some notes up here. Anybody know who those are? Whose are they? Oh, they're the Karens. I better leave them alone then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, it is always great to be in front of so many wonderful Democrats. I will tell you, though, from now on, do not put me after Allie. Allie has learned to bring the crowd to their feet, and so don't put me after her anymore, all right? Just don't do it. But I want to say this to the candidates tonight, all right? Although the election did not go your way, it's not over, right? It's not over. I remember when I lost, and it wasn't a good feeling. I went to bed that night, didn't sleep well, but I got up the next morning, and I thought to myself, I still work to do. There's still things I can do. And so I got deeper involved in the political side. Eventually, I became the chair of the Democratic Party. After that, I became the nominee for House Seat 67. And here I stand as Representative Ronnie Glynn for House Seat 67. So it's not over. It's not easy. It is hard. You're putting yourself out there for people to see, many times in ways that you may not always want them to see you. But it is a necessary job. We have to make sure that we are taking care of the people who asked us to be here. And we can do that. We can do that every day. And so do not let this election cycle be the end of our school board candidates. Do not let this election cycle be the end of your work with continuing to get Democrats elected. As Allie said, we have an opportunity here. We have a real opportunity. We have a Democratic candidate for every major race this year. That's not normal. And not just any candidate, strong candidates. Candidates who actually can make a difference. Candidates who want to make a difference. But none of it matters if we don't vote, if we don't get folks out to the polls. Montgomery County had one of the lowest turnouts in the state. That's not how we're supposed to be. We're going to be the fourth largest city in the state. How can we have the lowest turnout of voters? As folks say, that math ain't mathing. That math just ain't mathing. We can do better, but it takes all of us. Let me tell you what's on the ballot. We got some big challenges. We have assaults on our public schools. If you haven't been paying attention in '68, do I need to say more? We gave billions of dollars of tax cuts to out-of-state companies. $1.7 billion to out-of-state companies that didn't even ask for it. You know what one of those companies were that happened to be in the state? Anybody ever heard of the Lee Company? Oh, yeah, I thought you did. We're forcing victims of rape and incest to unimaginable circumstances. We're allowing guns in the classroom. I walked by a building today and it says no guns allowed, but it wasn't a classroom. It was the Attorney General's office. Well, why not? Isn't his office just as good as the school building? Why are we protecting them but not our kids? This ideal of guns in schools makes no sense. But this is what we're doing. This is what we're allowing to happen in this state. There's no reason for guns in the classroom. None. Since being elected, I've taken on the challenge of working with others to change the course of where we're going. I'll continue to do that. As a freshman legislator, I worked with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to pass legislation to improve our public schools. That legislation was to allow retired teachers to go back to work without it affecting their pensions. It allowed us to help with the shortages of teachers in our school, despite being in the minority party. When the governor and that supermajority tried to send back billions of dollars for our Tennessee schools, I was an outspoken critic. They wanted to reject federal dollars. Put that in perspective, folks. They wanted to reject federal dollars. Somehow, in a budget shortfall, we've somehow found billions of dollars for our schools, but we don't even have the billions of dollars to build roads, to take care of our teachers. But we want to reject billions of dollars for our schools. It made no sense whatsoever. And on top of that, our county, Montgomery County, receives an additional $1.6 million in impact funds. Do you think the state was going to magically give them that money? No. So our military kids would have been left behind, because as many of you understand the military, we move around. Our kids are faced with changing schools sometime every couple of years, 3 years. And so we have to spend a little extra to get them acclimated to their new school environment. That money would have been gone if they had their way. So we can't do that. We have to keep those dollars in our schools. We had an opportunity to feed every child in the district, in the state of Tennessee. A bill was put forward to say every kid in the state of Tennessee got a free meal. What did our colleagues say? No, we can't do that. But yet we can give billions of dollars to outside corporations. You tell me where the magic is at. I'm gonna say it again, that math ain't mathing, folks. Yeah. We have to change the trajectory of what we're doing. Now we're facing the prospect of using our public dollars for private school vouchers. That's right. That's right. If you hadn't talked to a teacher lately, find out what those vouchers really are about. It's not about school choice or parent choice. That's an old magic trick they're trying to do. David Copperfield type mess. You have a choice right now. If I wake up tomorrow morning and want to send my grandchild to a private school, I can. It doesn't have to do with parents. They have a choice. We all have a choice. This is about the governor wanting to continue to lace the pockets of his millionaire friends.
Damn right.
That's what it's all about. It's what it's always been about. I said it earlier, that $1.6 billion that went to those companies, one of them was named Lee Company. In fact, our governor said our teachers come from the worst parts of the worst schools, attempting to privatize our public education. His criteria on whether or not for candidates to support is if they're in favor of a voucher. How many of you know how much money was spent in this district, in this election, in Montgomery County, for a voucher candidate?
$4.5 million.
That's the state.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. But in this county alone, 68. It's not my district. That's Garfield, but I'm speaking on his behalf. How much? $780-some thousand for a voucher candidate. The governor has never endorsed a candidate in a primary. That's unheard of. But he knew what he was doing, because why? I'm not going to call the man a crook, but I am. So over the past 2 years, we've experienced our share of headaches. When the tornado came through town, it leveled homes and businesses, including my own. As many of you might know, I had a blue spider. It was my pride and joy, my joy and pride. Somehow the tornado picked it up tossed it around, made it look like a rag doll. I cry every night. The tears never stop flowing, Karen. But it tore up my resident, it tore up my spider. But my office worked tirelessly to help the community reconnect with the resources that they needed to start to get their lives back. I was out every day checking in Northeast, going out to Mosaic, going over to YAPAC. Every day I went out just to say hi, to show my face, to let folks know I'm here. When the NAACP set up over at the church, I was there every day when folks would come in for toys for their kids. It was a big deal. But what I want to do is I want everyone to give yourself a round of applause because we stuck together as a community. What we saw was a community that came together. It didn't matter whether you were black, white, Republican, or Democrat. Everyone came together. Northeast had so much distribution that they could not give it all away. They eventually had to take it over to YAPAC because it was just too much. That's a community coming together. And so that's what we all about. I've been proud of the work I've been able to accomplish, folks, here in District 67, and that's why I'm reapplying for the position. My application is in. I hope you all see it. We still have much work to do, which includes finally passing common sense gun legislation, restoring reproductive freedom, and helping Tennessee small businesses thrive. And by beating back any attempt to refuse tax dollars for our public schools. So I ask you all to help me, to be a part of my campaign. Allie has said it. Garfield's campaign manager said it. We gotta have weekly door knockers. I've been knocking doors all week. These old knees are tired, y'all. My golf cart is broke down. I don't even have it to ride in no more. But guess what? I get out there and I knock on those doors anyway. Allie talked about how Mary talked about how sometimes folks are just happy to see you come to the door. They are. They really are. The lady stopped me and talked to me for about 10 minutes about a child being bullied at school. Folks really and truly want to see you knock on their door. The mailers are fine, but that door knock, it makes all the difference. Now, the reality is I can't knock on all 35,000 doors, 77,000 in my district. If I had my spider, I could, but that's tore up now. So I need your help. I need you to come out with me. I need you to come out on Saturday as we get ready to put signs up, as we get ready to cut lids and knock doors. We're also going to have volunteer training on August the 16th, Friday, August the 16th at 6 p.m. in the office. If you know someone, grab a friend, tell them to come out. It doesn't have to be every week, it doesn't have to be every day, but come out, help us knock these doors, because if we knock these doors, we will win 67, 68, and 75. If we win 68, we win 67 and 75. I don't have to tell you that we win District 22, that's Karen Reynolds who's coming up. I don't have to tell you that we'll win Megan Berry who just walked in. Where'd she go? She must be back there getting some food, but if you hadn't seen her, Montgomery County really is the gateway to the Blue South. Yeah. But if we don't knock these doors, it's just a fantasy, folks. But we really and truly can do it. Remember, Ronnie Glynn, 67, come on out and help me, folks. I'll be on the golf cart.